Welcome to Letting Go University. Today we're looking at the Course in Miracles Workbook, Lesson 325, All Things I Think I See Reflect Ideas. So this morning in our other Letting Go sessions, we were looking at what we think about happens. So there's this, how did I end up here believing I'm separate from God? Well, I've heard it said there was a wishful thought to experience life as separate from God. Quite insane, perhaps, and yet that's how powerful the mind is. You think it, and it happens. Lester Levinson says every single thought materializes in the world. We talk about from very early lessons in the workbook how what's held in mind gets projected out there and shows up in the world. So we're getting these concepts from many different places, because what's true is true regardless of the mouth or book or what video, whatever it comes through. So all things I think I see reflect ideas. So let's look at this. Let's just say that I, at some point, had a thought to experience life as separate from God. What would it be like to experience life separate from God? So this lesson says, what I see reflects a process in my mind, which starts with my idea of what I want. So I have a thought, a wishful thought, to experience separation. From there, the mind makes up an image of the thing the mind desires, judges valuable, and therefore seeks to find. So I get an image, there's a world in a universe and a body there, and there's other bodies and there's things happening in that world, and that seems valuable. So I'm holding it in mind, and I go out, I create a universe, I create a world, I create a body to pretend to be separate in, within a body that contains many other bodies called the world, within a universe that contains many other bodies called planets, and all of their populations, and so on and so forth. So I've got to create a whole lot of elaborate things to pretend to be separate. So I hold this image in mind, it gets projected outwards and looked upon, esteemed as real, and then guarded as one's own. So now I'm going to defend it, I'm going to claim it's real. It's just an out projection of the mind. But now it's important. It's mine, my thought, my body, my world, my universe, my relationships, my money, my so on and so forth, my situations. And so it's kind of an insane wish. And that's what this lesson continues on to say. From insane wishes come an insane world. And from judgment comes a world condemned. So I create this world, and now I start judging it. I start making wrong of it. It's an out projecting of my mind, my thoughts. And now, but no. Now it's out there. It's not me. It's them. It's not me. It's God. It's not me. It's the universe. I'm blaming something. Now I'm a victim. And the ego just denying that I am choosing all of this. I had a wishful thought and it got projected outwards. So now what's suggested, I could start to have forgiving thoughts. And from forgiving thoughts, a gentle world comes forth, with mercy for the Holy Son of God, to offer him a kindly home where he can rest a while before he journeys on, and help his brothers walk ahead of him and find the way to heaven and to God. So I created this insane world with a belief in separation, a want to be separate. That's the very first program that we put in, a wanting to be separate, and all this insanity. And now I start to forgive the world I made. Oh, look at that. I start to let go of all of these feelings and thoughts and start to see things differently. And then I take my brother's hand and I walk with him back home, back to heaven, back to wholeness, back to oneness. And so this dream that has been quite crazy becomes a happy dream for a while, a little bit of a respite before going on to the next thing. So let's take any idea we've had, anything held in mind and judged as valuable, and therefore put out in the world, and we go to find what we created, or actually it might be more of a magnetized to us kind of thing. We hold it in mind, it shows up. First projected seemingly outwards. I mean, remember, this is one, so really it's just something created within oneself. And I see it out there and it comes to me. So take anything that you have thought about, anything you see as out there that you'd like to let go of from the dream. What would you forgive in this world? What would you let go of? And just take a look at the idea which got projected outwards. Maybe there was an idea of an enemy, an idea of danger, a thought of desire, a thought of guilt. So you just take a look at that idea. Now, when that idea is held in mind, how does that feel? You notice the feeling behind that idea. Maybe it's a desire, some kind of wanting, fear, anger, guilt. And could you just notice that feeling and let this idea just be released from your mind? Just let that thought, that idea, just let it drift by without chasing after it. The more we chase after ideas and thoughts, the more we energize them, the more we project them into the world, and the more they show up. So just letting those thoughts drift by. This feeling is the frequency of that thought, that idea. So could you just dive into this feeling and let this feeling unpack? When this feeling is gone, that idea will be gone. Those thoughts will be gone. The world will be forgiven. So could you just let this feeling run, ignoring the thoughts. Could you let this feeling run, ignoring the thoughts? Just a feeling. And could you allow that feeling and could you let go? Would you let go? As you let go of this feeling, letting go of that dream. And if there's more of that feeling, that's okay. Got to stack up a lot of this stuff to pretend to be separate. So you can just keep that energy running, or look at something that you're ready to no longer have in your dream. Something you're claiming perhaps that it's apart from you, separate from you. And yet notice the idea about it, or the ideas about it that have been held in mind. And if what's held in mind gets projected into the world, then, oh, here's where that came from. And when that idea is held in mind, there's likely a feeling. Could you allow yourself to open up, just check out in your field, which might seem like the body, where this feeling is? You can label it or not. As best you can, could you open up this feeling and then let those ideas drift away without valuing them, without engaging them? Could you drop into this feeling, experience this feeling? Not a good or a bad feeling, just a feeling. This one feeling could be behind thousands of projections into the world. So this is why this is very efficient. Just go right to the feeling. Stay with the feeling. The thoughts pop up, you just ignore them. It's just feeling radio. And could you allow that feeling to release? Just could you release it? Would you release? It's just a choice to release. And even if you say, yes, I'd release it, there could be more. Even if you say no, it could release. And there could be more, or it could go. Just releasing this vibration, this attractor pattern, this feeling from the world, forgiving the world, shifting the dream. All things I think I see reflect ideas. What I'm seeing, what I think I'm seeing, is reflecting something I held in mind. And so if there's anything you think you see out there that you prefer not see, that you prefer not dream anymore, could be the same thing, could be something else. Just take that, and can you notice the idea that's being reflected? The thoughts about that. And just allowing yourself to witness those without attacking them, making wrong of them. Just thoughts, just an idea. And could you notice that feeling when that idea is held in mind, those thoughts that are reflected in the world? How does that feel? How about just feeling that and letting those thoughts, those thought balloons, those idea balloons just drift away without grabbing at them and getting carried off? How about coming right to the feeling, just letting those thoughts float away? Could you just allow yourself to welcome the feeling? Just welcoming it. Nothing to change about it, modify, just a feeling. And the thoughts pop up automatically. Could you just let those balloons drift off? Feel that feeling, welcoming it. It's resistance to feelings that claims they're real. Could you just welcome this feeling as best you can and surrender it to God? Just turn it over. That means maybe it stays, maybe it goes. Surrendering. Surrendering is very yin, not yang. Would you surrender this feeling behind that idea that you saw reflected in the world? You never have to surrender. It's just a choice. You never have to let go. When could you surrender this feeling behind that idea that you saw reflected out there? Forgiving the world that you made. All things I think I see reflect ideas. So there you have it. Pretty simple. I hold it in mind. I see it reflected. Not the other way around. Remember, from very early lessons in the course, we're taught it's not out there happening to us. It's in mind being projected out there. And so what are some ideas that we'd prefer? Perhaps our Father has some ideas. The prayer of the day, Our Father, your ideas reflect the truth, and mine apart from yours but make up dreams. Let me behold what only yours reflect, for yours and yours alone establish truth. All right, God. All right, Father. I ask for your ideas. Let your ideas be what I hold in mind. What are your ideas? What's God's ideas? I ask for and I receive God's ideas, for that is what I would see reflected in the world. And just see what comes through. See what comes to mind. Opening up. Father, I would see your ideas reflected in the world. What are your ideas? Just allowing some of those things to take the place of those old ideas in your mind, now that there's space. Your Father's ideas. And as you hold those in mind and release the resistance to them and let go of the old thoughts old ideas that you had, you will see reflected more and more of God's ideas, your Father's ideas. You will begin to experience the Christ vision, what's held in mind as Christ projected into the world. This is why you are the salvation of the world, because you begin to hold in mind and project out into the world the Christ vision, the Christ mind. You experience the atonement. And it just takes what it takes. There's no rush. Had to create quite an elaborate web of ideas that got projected into the world with all kinds of negative feeling frequencies that don't actually exist in heaven, to make this illusion seem real and to buy into it and to have our wish granted to be separate. So just allowing the grace to release you. Just holding in mind these lessons one day at a time. Letting go of the resistance to these lessons, those feelings, those counter thoughts, counter ideas. Just one day at a time, one moment at a time. that you might see your Father's ideas reflected in the world and find the way to heaven and to God, and with your brothers who also had a similar idea at some point to be separate, and energize that. Well done releasing. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks, David. Thanks, Mia. Wonderful to have you with us. And keep on releasing. We'll do it again tomorrow. Best day ever.